In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to do some patterns on all 6 of the puzzle cubes. Now, I encourage you to implicate these patterns or adapt them however you wish on any other cubes so that you can come up with your own crazy patterns. This one on the 2x2 is this interesting line pattern. Then there's this cross pattern on the 3x3. And then there's this center switching pattern, which involves only switching opposite centers. And on the 5x5 is roughly the same. And on the V-Cube 6, I'll show you this interesting ribbon pattern. And then on the V-Cube 7 here, I will be showing you this interesting pattern. I don't know what to call it. Okay, starting off the 2x2. Now this is very simple to do. You just do one of these moves, then this one, and then that one. Very simple to do. And then rotate it so that one of these lines, these vertical lines, are now on the top. Doesn't matter whichever direction you're facing it. And then just do the same thing again. And there we go. Okay, now on to the 3x3. Okay, first off, we're gonna do a 2U, and then a 180-degree turn of the middle layer, and then you just do that again. Okay, and then you do it over here too. And then you simply move the middle layer like this. Okay, and now on to the 4x4. Okay, first off, we're going to switch just 4 centers 180 degrees. And in case you don't know that already, you just bring the middle layers down like this, then bring that middle layer over there, bring that up, and then pull them back. And then for the last 2 centers, we're going to do something similar to what we did on the 3x3, except this will be the top layer, and then these 2 will be the middle layers. So, it's just the same moves. There. And as I said before, we're going to basically be doing the same thing on the 5x5. Okay, now go ahead and switch 4 centers with the bigger 9-piece centers 180 degrees again. Okay, and then do that for the inner layers. Okay, and for this side, we are again going to be doing basically the same thing we did on the 3x3. So, we just do it with these layers this time. Then rotate it over here, and we're going to do the same thing to switch these 2 pieces, only with this middle layer. There we go. And now on to the V-Cube 6. Okay, and for the majority of the pattern, you just do these layers. And then what's left to do is to switch this centerpiece with this one. Now, to do that, you want to make sure you have them in the same position. So this centerpiece will go up here. And to do that, just rotate this up like this. And what you want to make sure to do is have this hole on the vertical layer. And I'll show you how to make sure that happens in a moment. So now you take this centerpiece up to here, like this, and then you rotate where the centerpiece is over to here, and then bring that up. Then rotate it back, bring that down, rotate that back again, and bring that down. And then fix the orientation of the top layer. And there we go, that's how to do the pattern. Okay, now look what happens when I look at it from this face. When I go to match this center up with this one, it is now on the horizontal line. Now when that happens, just unrotate that and rotate it over here, and then when you go to match this up, it'll be on the vertical line. Okay, but this is what happens when you bring this center up when it's on the horizontal line. Rotate the center up there, bring it over here, bring that up. And there we go, that looks good, but you look down here and these 2 centers have been switched. So if you made the accident of bringing it up when the hole was on the horizontal line, then just start over. Just undo these layers, and then you can switch the centers accordingly. So then take this center and match it up with this one, although in this case it is, and we don't have to worry about which face we do it on because the other lines aren't in there. The reason why that problem occurs is because every time you switch centers like this, it moves other centers around, and that's not detectable unless you have a super cube. So then just do it the same way. Bring the center up here, take it over there, bring that up. Okay, so just keep that in mind and you should be able to do the pattern successfully. Okay, now on to the V-Cube 7 pattern. Now before I show you how to do this, you're going to need to learn a pattern on the 3x3 called the super flip. Now this is very easy to memorize. You first off do a middle layer turn, and then you do a UI turn, and then you repeat that 4 times. Just like that, or rather repeat it 3 times, but you just need to do it a total of 4 times. Okay, so the reason why it's called the super flip is because you flip each edge piece. So we're going to need to do this twice more to flip the other 8 edges. So rotate the cube up like this. Specifically, that is an X rotation and then a YI rotation. And then you do the same thing again. Just like that, and then you do the same rotation, bring it up here, and do it again. I went a little too far there. So anyway, that's how you do the pattern. So make sure you can master that before attempting it on the V-Cube 7. Because if you mess up this cube, you're just going to have to solve your cube and then have to wait 10 minutes before you get to attempt the pattern again. Okay, so first off, you want to do the super flip pattern doing the outer layers, and then you do it with gripping these 2 layers, and then a third time with 3 layers. So it's that simple to do. Now, when you start doing it with 2 layers and 3 layers, you have to make sure that you count to 4 in your mind when you do the pattern. Otherwise, you can get lost, and then you'll have to spend 10 minutes solving it, like I said before. So anyway, just go ahead and do the pattern, and I will speed this up so that it doesn't take as long for you to watch it. Okay, and just let me tell you that it doesn't matter which face you start on after you flip the first set of edges. So, and then just continue doing the pattern, just gripping these layers. Okay, and then the third layer. And there we go! That's how you do the pattern on the V-Cube 7. Okay, now for undoing these patterns, for the most part, you just do the same moves. So apply the same moves on the 2x2, 4x4, the super flip on the 3x3, and the cross, and the 5x5. So you just do the same moves to undo all 5 of those patterns. And then I showed you how to undo the one for the V-Cube 6. Just undo those layers, and then switch the centers. But for the V-Cube 7, you do the same moves, or you do the super flip pattern for the third layers first, and then the second layers, and then the third layer. If you do it with, like, the outer layer first, then you'll screw up the puzzle. Alright, so I hope you found this tutorial helpful and have fun with the patterns that you can come up with from these.